Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. It is a new week, and of course that means we've got some new updates on the way to Warzone and Modern Warfare 3. We've got some new gameplay updates dropping this week in the form of some new content, and then also potentially some new changes as well, with various different updates, fixes, things like that. And today I'm breaking down everything to expect for the coming days within MW3 and Warzone, starting first with a handful of upcoming changes or fixes that could be dropping here pretty soon. Recently, COD Updates has gone through and posted a handful of new things over on their social accounts. We've also seen some new updates added to the Trello board as well. So initially here, this has been a big one since the drop of Season 2 Reloaded. Arguably now one of the more important things within Zombies gameplay is the brand new player containment levels, the ability to stack these and go up through the tiers and get those in-game bonuses of starting with more essence or getting discounts at the Pack-a-Punch or on different perks and stuff like that. And they say within Modern Warfare Zombies, they are investigating reports that player containment levels are being knocked back a tier when exfilling from a Dark Ether Rift or story mission, but also just in general, there's a lot of issues that when you just straight up load into a game, your player containment level is being reset back some. It can be a lot, it could be a little, it seems very sporadic, very random, but it's a huge issue, and it's good to see that they are pretty quickly looking into that, so we should have a full update out for that here relatively soon. So if you're wondering why your player containment levels are all over the place and they don't seem very consistent, there is a known bug going on with those. They also say for Modern Warfare 3 and Warzone, they're investigating scenarios where the in-game and menu UI, such as the player HUD and after action report, can enter a bugged state after the new update. So essentially you go into the menu and it just like freezes, or it's glitching out. It's not letting you view certain parts of the menu, or it just kicks you back to the main menu. We've seen several different bugs or glitches like this in the past. It's a relatively small one, but it's still very annoying to run into at the same time. And then also they do say within Warzone specifically, they are back investigating specific scenarios which are preventing players from dropping armor plates. So you may recall, if you're subscribed to the channel, we've covered an issue just like this just a couple of days back before Season 2 Reloaded. And by the way, if you're not subscribed, this is the place to be to stay up to date with all things going on in COD. So feel free to click that sub button and turn on those post notifications. Drop a like on the video while you're at it. But initially, when Fortune's Keep dropped not too long ago, there was a whole bug going on where armor plates were not dropping from chests enough, and players, when you knocked them out, were dropping like 3 armor plates max, even if they had an inventory full of them, right? And they went through and they updated that and they said, hey, we fixed this issue, but it was only applicable for Fortune's Keep. The issue is still ongoing on Urzikstan and occasionally like in Vondel BR and whatnot as well. So if you're wondering why you're taking out squads and then you're like, hey, you guys got any plates out of that? And everyone says a resounding no. This is why. Players are not dropping the correct amount of plates that they actually have in their inventory, which is honestly a pretty big deal for, you know, the longevity of your life in a match of Warzone. So hopefully they get this one turned around pretty quick. Seeing as they already fixed it once for Fortune's Keep, I imagine they should have the ability to update this one rather soon. Now, briefly shifting focus over to the Trello boards. Admittedly, we haven't seen a ton of updates here since we last looked at it a couple of days ago, but they have amended some of the tags on a handful of the things here. So initially, the global issues, they're still looking into the basic stuff here. The iron sight on the stalker is still only unlocking for some players. Like, I have it, I didn't do anything. Other players, it'll still show up as locked though, so they are fully aware of that, and that'll be updated here soon. The latency widget not showing your actual ping in game is also still being looked into, but also a new one here. Certain carry forward maps are causing a dev error in split screen play. Now this is actually an issue specific to PlayStation and Xbox, and it's just on those MW2 carry forward maps, so Dome, Shoot House, Shipment maps like that and whatnot. But they luckily do have a fix scheduled for this one, so certainly nice to see that. They're also investigating an issue where an object near the tank is unintended in Quarry. It's not supposed to be there. Players can be stuck after firing the Wilson at times, and they are still monitoring that in Zombies you can sometimes lose your acquisition stashes when you're loading into a game on the menu, or if you exfil it and load back to the menu, which is obviously a huge deal as well. And I'm not gonna lie, kind of surprising that that's still being monitored and looked into, just because it's been on the Trello for so long, and I guess that indicates it's still going on a decent amount for a lot of players, which is a huge like game-breaking issue right now. So definitely hoping to see that one fully updated and removed from the Trello, meaning it actually is fully fixed. Then over on the Warzone side of things, again, it's just sort of like reiterating some of the stuff that we've covered on the COD Updates Twitter in the past couple of days. A big one that I've seen more and more talk about is the texture resolution issue. They have it just listed for PC, where it seems like you're encountering low resolution textures. All the bushes and some of the hills look like they're made out of Play-Doh, but I've seen this happening across the board on console and PC. Doesn't matter what your graphics are set to, it's a really annoying bug where your game just looks like absolute trash. But they have that and a handful of other things that we've already covered still being investigated on the Warzone side. Also, a little post edit Zach here as I was going through and recording this, because of course COD timing is going to hit me IRL. Raven did announce and Call of Duty did announce that with the anniversary of Warzone taking place this past weekend on the 10th, within season 3 we're going to see a new anniversary weapon skin added into the game that's got like all sorts of clippings of Warzone's past, which is pretty cool. So we've now got that to look forward to with the season 3 update in a couple of weeks time. Now, alongside some of the potential gameplay updates and changes dropping this week, we also have a brand new gameplay event update going out as well, and this will be starting on March 13th. Keep in mind that when this starts, the Dune event is going to be ending, so if you haven't gone through and gotten all of your XP for that, be sure to jump on and grind out a couple of games. But starting on the 13th and then going all the way until March 27th, actually, we're going to have the Warhammer 40k event going on. Now, initially for this, they just describe it as what is essentially an XP based event, although I'm kind of surprised it's an XP based one if it's going on for 2 weeks. So we might see some pretty significant thresholds to actually unlock these rewards. But according to the Call of Duty preview blog, through this, by gaining certain amounts of XP, you'll unlock a new weapon sticker, a large decal and emblem, a new weapon charm, a new grenade tactical skin, a new animated calling card, a basic calling card, an animated emblem, a new loading screen, and then also a new Wasp 9 SMG blueprint. And once that event is live in game, if you're using some of the Warhammer 40k different bundles, you'll get bonus XP. And then alongside this, I imagine we're also going to see the launch of the Juggermosh mode in multiplayer, just because that's themed around the Warhammer 40k Juggernaut suits, where every team is a Juggernaut. You have the crazy looking mech suits and you run around and you're playing Juggernaut versus Juggernaut, which is going to be a really cool experience. Now, speaking of modes, man, oh man, we've got a new Warzone playlist update dropping this week, and we just talked about this the other day. The Warzone playlist updates for the next couple of weeks are not great, at least with Resurgence gameplay, and as of right now, there's been no changes to these. Raven has not diverted from their gathering data sort of experiment that they're doing here with the very whack Resurgence playlist rotation, but starting on March 14th, we are going to see a new playlist update drop. It's going to include, obviously, ranked play trios on Fortune's Keep as always, plunder quads on Urzikstan's going to be sticking around. For Battle Royale, we're going to have solos, trios, and quads on Urzikistan, but then Battle Royale duos will be on Vondel, and keep in mind, you can go for a nuke on both of those maps now. Then for Resurgence, we're still in this whole every single mode gets one map for the week. So for solos, it's going to be Urzikistan POI rotation. Duos is going to be on Vondel. Trios is going to be on Ashika Island, and quads is going to have Fortune's Keep. Like we talked about before, I'm not a fan of this playlist rotation. I think it's very odd to limit every single mode to just one map. Kind of forces you to play a specific map with your squad, or just not play it all unless you want to break the squad up or have to go through and random fill to make up for the lack of players you might have. So really weird decision here. If anything changes, of course, I'll let you guys know, but it seems like they've pretty much doubled down and they're going to stick this playlist update through all the way through the end of the season here in early April. And then lastly, when it comes to this week, just some standard stuff. We should be seeing our week 6 challenges drop here on Wednesday. That'll gain access to another new aftermarket part, then also get us another new tier on the overall season 2 camo there. We're going to have to wait all the way until week 8, obviously, to be able to fully unlock that. But if you're going week to week, on Wednesday, we will see those new challenges drop, and you'll be able to go through and complete those and get that next step towards getting that ultimate camo. And of course, some new aftermarket parts, which is always fun as well. But all that being said, that is effectively everything that we know about for this week's upcoming updates within Warzone and Modern Warfare 3. As always, if there's any surprise patch notes, any unannounced gameplay changes, or anything like that, I'll have you guys covered with all the latest need-to-know details right as they happen. So feel free to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. And if you enjoyed the video, do me a favor and drop a like on your way out. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.